Hello there, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly reading. This is for the week of June 16th through the 22nd. I do hope that you are doing well. This guy decided to come out, pop out. Take a breath. All right, so what I was going to say is let's start out with some cards here to focus our reading, and that already jumped out. Next, self-regulation. I am on holiday today, so I'm not in my usual place, so you may hear some city noises. So I apologize in advance. Okay, next card, knowledge. All right, Virgo. Self-regulation, take a breath, and knowledge. Last one at the bottom here, cut your losses. Okay, so I think, Virgo, you're going to realize this week that there are just certain things that is not worth fighting for, right? Might be too much for you. You just got to let it go. All right, let's get started with your tarot cards here. All right, Virgo. First card that jumped out, Wheel of Fortune. That's great. Wheel of Fortune. Next card, Nine of Wands. The Moon. Knight of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Wow. The Hanged Man. Judgment. Page of Cups. Two of Cups. Eight of Cups. The Devil. And the last one, Three of Cups. All right, what's going on for the week of the 16th through the 22nd for Virgo? Bottom of the deck is Page of Pentacles. Let's put this guy up here. All right, so overall energy here in the first column, things are moving on for you. Things are looking really, really good. You are undergoing a major transformation in your life. And overall, I mean, it's very blessed here. I mean, it's moving forward, and you are, you know, transforming exactly the way you had hoped or have envisioned. Now, you are going to be moving away from something. You know, at some point, you are being spiritually awakened, right? And the only way you're going to get to that point is if you do realize the thing that you need to release so that you can move forward. Just like this card here, it says cut your losses. So you need to know exactly what it is that you that is no longer serving you, Virgo, and you need to let it go. Now, you've gone through quite a battle, you know, with this whole transformation thing. Certain things are still kind of not illuminated for you. They're not exactly quite clear. Probably you're in your head trying to figure out what the answers are, trying to gain knowledge, right? As to like what are the answers to those deep questions that you have that's kind of keeping you from transforming. So know that the answers are within you, right? So yeah, everything this week is going well for you. It looks like you're moving forward. You have a lot of opportunities here with Pentacles. Something in your 3D world, you know, material world is kind of weighing heavily on your mind, and perhaps it's your finances, right, or something physical. You are going to be offered something like I said, in the material world. So if it's related to work, you know, you may be getting offered a contract or a new opportunity to make money. Maybe you've had a breakthrough in something that you're doing, and you know, you've got an offer along the way. Now, for what you're not seeing that's coming towards you is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is about planning for long-term planning. And so sometimes, you know, with Virgo, you can, you know, yes, you're very meticulous and you like to think things through, but sometimes you just want to rush. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is all about just taking time. So remember, you know, every good thing really deserves good planning, patience, and, you know, thinking things through. So make sure you're self-regulating, right? Self-regulating meaning that you're not overworking, you're not trying to push things, you know, just kind of be calm and let things unfold exactly the way the universe has in store for you. Yeah, King of Pentacles is your next card here, again, a card of abundance. Okay, card of abundance. The King of Pentacles is that knowledgeable advice energy. You know, this is an individual who is so grounded and so knowledgeable and so established that this is the person that everyone goes to for advice because he just knows, right? He has so much experience, he has so much knowledge, and so down to earth that, you know, he is the guy everyone goes to. Now, on the flip side, you know, if you are unapproachable or you don't want to share your knowledge, you know, just be aware that, you know, if you're hanging on to things, if you're upset about something, that you're not as approachable, you're not sharing your knowledge, right? You're not sharing the abundance that you have. So just, you know, be aware that you may have that energy. Now here, for your last card in the challenge column, or things that you're not realizing or not seeing coming towards you, is the Hanged Man. This is about seeing things from a different perspective. So sometimes, Virgo, you can get really set in your ways of thinking, and you're very direct. You know, you see your target, you want to go after it. Sometimes if you feel that, you know, you're kind of spinning your wheels and you don't know why, you know, things aren't working out in your favor or whatever, see things, you know, if there's a lot of conflict, for example, make sure you're seeing things from a different perspective, right? Pause, self-regulate, right? And see things from a different perspective. And in order to do that, you really have to turn inward and trust your intuition that you're going to come to a different point of view, because that's what you need. And you get here to the third column. The third column here is the messages from the universe, your divine self, your higher self. And here it shows me that you are, you know, undergoing a major transformation. And what happens with the Judgment card is that you are being spiritually awakened, right? You know, you've gone through, you've paused, right? And you've seen things from a different perspective, things that are mysterious, things that are hidden and not illuminated. They're now coming to light, and you're now awakened, right? And with that, you also have the opportunity to begin a new something new, whether it's a new relationship, a new job, something that you're focusing your attention to that is very heart-based, very heartfelt, something that's going to mean a lot to you and stir up really good emotions. So you have that opportunity because you've gone through this spiritual awakening. You also have here the Two of Cups, and if this is a love reading for you, this just, you know, essentially means that you are coming together, you're uniting with an individual that you are seeing eye to eye with. Do you see that? They see each other as equal. And so because you have gone through the process of spiritual awakening, you've opened up your heart, you have a new beginning, new love, you now can allow this relationship, this interaction to occur. Again, this doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, a love reading. This could be a partnership. This could be a new boss that you know are seeing eye to eye with, or someone that you are doing a project with. Perhaps you know you're really knowing you're very synchronous in your thoughts, and you are coming together to create something wonderful. Now, in the last column here, as far as your manifestation and your outcomes, you've got the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, of course, signifies something that has been, you know, that you have learned from going within, right? Because things weren't illuminated before, but now you realize what it is that you need to leave behind in order for you to continue to transform, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune here in your current energy. You've got momentum behind you. You've got blessings behind you. You just need to identify what it is that you need to walk away from so that you can continue on that journey and transform. Now, the Devil here is all about your kind of the negative shadow self, right? The things that we aren't aware that we're doing to ourselves, but is actually causing harm. So self-sabotage is a perfect term for the Devil card. So be aware, self-regulate, be aware of the things that aren't really helping you evolve and transform. Things like negative self-talk, procrastination, laziness, slovenly, you know, things like that. You're not bound to these behaviors. This is a conscious effort. This is you recognizing that these things are occurring around you and knowing that you need to regulate that. You need to be aware of it and regulate that and not live in that state. because here you've got at the very end of your card reading here, you've got Three of Cups, which is all about celebration, right? There's something that you are finding and you're celebrating, and you're coming together with friends, family, and you are all coming together. Look, you're next to the Two of Cups. The next thing is you've got your Three of Cups, right? So something here is worth celebrating. You're moving forward, right, with your transformation, and you're celebrating something, right? All right, let us clarify these cards. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here for Virgo for the week of the 16th through the 22nd? Here we go. Wheel of Fortune, first card, Five of Cups. Yeah, so there was a loss in the past that you have been going through or trying to work through, something that you've lost, and you're kind of at that healing phase now. You need to turn around and see that not everything was lost, that there is still something to be optimistic about, right? Those Two of Cups you need to pick up and go on your merry way. You can't stay in this state of sadness and loss. All right. Next, strength. Yeah, drawing your inner strength, right, in order to overcome any obstacles that may get in your way. You've got the Nine of Wands here, which again is all about working, perseverance. This is the battle-worn soldier, and he's had to really not just physically wear himself out in battle, but also emotionally and spiritually. And the Strength card tells us that you need to just draw the strength from within to continue, so that you can continue this journey. The Moon card here is, you've got the Five of Swords that's going to clarify it. Yeah, so there's going to be, some conflict. Words will be used, not necessarily nice words. And again, what this is trying to tell you, and what this means to me, is that don't jump to conclusions. Things aren't exactly what you think they are. So before you use harsh words, before you engage in conflict, really start to try to see what it is, try to illuminate, see things from a different perspective, right? Before jumping to conclusions and creating conflict in your life, make sure that you take the time, take a pause, and see things from a different perspective, so that way you can avoid conflict. Who wants conflict in their lives? Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles is all about, giving, resourcefulness, abundance, and just making sure everyone is taken care of. So Virgo, this is this is a card that's fit just for you, right? Six of Cups. You've got good overall feelings this week, nostalgia. You're working with kids, maybe your own kids, and it's just an overall kind of a young, vibrant kind of feel good kind of emotions that's going on around you. I'm hearing nostalgia, thinking about the past, all the good times from the past. You're being reminded this week, and it certainly is giving you lots of good energy. All right, let's clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here for Virgo? Yeah, so again, this is about planning for the future, right? And, long-term planning. But if it's in the challenge column here, it's maybe you're stuck and it's not moving fast enough. So here you've got the Eight of Wands that's telling you it's time to move. You can't sit here and think about, mull things over so much. It's time for you to plant those seeds, because we need to get going. Sometimes the Knight of Pentacles, though it's a slow moving, very calculated energy, you can get stuck. But here you go. You've got the Eight of Wands to tell you time to move on, right? Time to move on. You can't stay there forever. All right, next for the King of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Again, Five of Wands, conflict, rivalry, competition, right? So just be aware of that negative energy. You don't have to participate in that, right? So just be aware of that. Wheel of Fortune again. Yeah, only you can keep yourself from moving forward. Just as much as the Wheel of Fortune will spin forward, right? It can also work against you and kind of spin backwards. It's very, very fluid. So you need to make sure that you are aware, you're self-regulating, you're cutting your losses so that you can move forward. Okay, this is energy that's going to, you have to transform, is what I'm trying to say. You can't keep the Wheel of Fortune, stuck. It's not going to work like that. It either works for you or it works against you. Make sure it works for you. 7 of Cups here. Yeah, lots of choices. Sometimes your head is in the clouds. You don't want to commit, because, well, what if I try this choice, that choice, this choice? And so sometimes it's harder for you to commit because there are too many choices for you. Now, as far as the Judgment card, yeah, spiritual awakening, like I said, but, kind of keeping your head in the clouds. You're not moving forward. You're not moving forward and just kind of, advancing. All right, 6 of Wands, you will be celebrated. So you've got 5 of Wands, now you've got 6 of Wands. So if you can stay away from the conflict, good things are happening, right? So you've got the 5 of Wands, now you've transformed to the 6 of Wands, which is all about victory, recognition, right? For your hard work or something that you've been working towards, there will be recognition. All right, clarifying the 2 of Cups. There may be something here that, you've really had to fight for, and know that, that you're not giving up. Neither of you are giving up because you see eye to eye. This is, just like the 9 of Wands was over here in the overall energy. Again, the message that's being told to you from the divine is don't give up. Don't give up. Anything that is worth anything, anything is worth fighting for. Bottom of the deck here, King of Wands. This is lots of passion, lots of, charm and, magnetic personality. I mean, just an incredible energy. So you, as you're transforming, this is you. This is your presence. You are coming into your own, and you have a lot of presence, Virgo. All right, let's clarify the last column. Why is the 8 of Cups here for Virgo? All right. Next, we've got death. Yeah, so you are cutting your losses, right? You're letting go of the things that no longer serve you. You're walking away, and you have now the death card, which tells me that you are transforming. You're letting go of the things that aren't serving you. You're letting go of the hurt, right? And you are moving forward, and you're transforming, right? So I'm happy for you, Virgo. Yeah, something in the past that you have to transform and let go of, and that's something that broke your heart. And so this is telling me that mentally, right, the way you're thinking of that situation that hurt you, that gave you this sense of loss and hurt, despair, it's time to move on by first stop mulling over it, change your way of thinking about it, find the good, find the lessons in it, so that you can transform and move forward. Because remember, that can easily be that self-sabotage that I was talking about, right? If we're sitting here mulling things over and beating ourselves up with our bad thinking, you're never going to move and progress forward. You're never going to get to celebrate here. Next, you've got the Hermit. This is your card, Virgo. The Hermit card, so it's time for you to get out of isolation. So something in the past that you're dealing with that's broken your heart, that's, really catastrophic to you. It's really created a lot of conflict and bad energy. It's time for you to, you've been thinking about this, mulling it over for a long time now, and have kept yourself in isolation. It's time for you to walk out of your cave and, look, you've got your 4 of Wands that you are walking out, and now you're celebrating something monumental, whatever it is that you've learned from this situation that has transformed you. It's time for you to shine your light, share your light with everybody else, Virgo, and celebrate this monumental achievement that you have gone through. All right, so let's move some of these cards. Let's do some spirit animal cards and see if there's any other messages, guidance that we can get from Spirit. Here we go. Stuck. Cow Spirit. The miracles are endless. Yes, I believe that. Wombat Spirit. Be at home. Be at home with yourself. Be comfortable with your own self. Be comfortable with your own decisions, with your feelings. Panther Spirit. Reclaim your power. Yeah, don't let yourself get stuck here in this negative thinking. Reclaim your power. Dig in, use your inner strength to reclaim that power so that you're not stuck in that negative state of thinking. Trust in divine detours. Yeah, the divine is always working towards getting you to a better place. But karma is also at play. So remember, Virgo, you have to self-regulate, because if you put out a lot of negative energy, well, you know what? That's how the divine works too. You know, if you put out that energy, remember the Justice card, that's all about karma. If you put out that negative energy, guess what's going to come right back to you? Negative energy, right? So trust in the divine that they're going to want the best for you, right? But make sure you're working towards, you know, positive energy, positive karma, right? Hummingbird spirit, be here now, be present. Don't get stuck in, you know, in that negative loop in your head and thinking about how you could undo the past, because you cannot. All right. Electric eel spirit is at the bottom. Bring your ideas to life. Yeah, you've got great ideas. Virgos are usually pretty creative problem solvers, so make sure that you bring those ideas to life, whatever that may mean to you, whether it's applied to work or your current relationship. All right, Virgo, I do apologize if there was a lot of street noise, because I am on holiday and it's a very busy street where I am at. Thank you for being here. I will talk to you soon. I love you. Bye-bye.